right, good morning. We'll wait for some of the other folks to show up. And I'm hoping we'll pick up the code. I forget who coded last class. Was it Jaden or Kate? Who coded last class? The game, the running man or falling man. Someone, oh, was it Michael or Kate? Was it you? You coded last class on Thursday? Maybe, I don't know. Sorry, Jaden, you were saying?
Yeah, no, I was about to say, I think it was me Tuesday and then Kate Thursday.
Okay, so it must have been Kate. So we need to pick up Kate's code, I think, and we can develop the. Oh, actually, no. You know what? This week is supposed to be technically. I mean, I was planning to talk about search techniques today, this week, and I don't want to talk about the linear search and binary search and basic search techniques, which you're going to do anyway in the quests. And we can obviously reserve discussions about linear and binary search to the Reddit and maybe a special class if you guys wanted. I was thinking we'll do something that is quite out of the ordinary. We can do something called heuristic search. Okay. In fact, I can guide you through. Here, strangely enough, this used to be my first, not my first, among my first week classes or for first few weeks classes to my machine learning students when I was teaching a grad course. And so this is called gradient descent. Okay. And those of you who are going to major in computer science and machine learning and data engineering and so on, you will obviously learn this technique at some point. It's called gradient descent. And it is a way of finding a certain kind of value that we're after. Essentially, finding the minimum of something, right? And I can show you how to do that. It is a search technique. Yeah, at the end of the day, it is just a search technique. So and it's a heuristic search, and I'll explain what these things mean. What the word heuristic means and things like that. Maybe I can do that today. But I also want to finish that game. A version of the game that I had in mind. It shouldn't take more than 10 minutes. Well, let's say half hour. Famous last words. Okay, so let's say half hour working on that game, trying to finish it off. We won't make it a race of running men, although it should be very simple. But I have an idea where we can actually turn that into a real interactive game, that people can play with the keyboard. And pairs of people can play this game. If even when you have get-togethers and have friends over for dinner, this would be a good game, I think. not the a great game, but it would certainly be a good game for you to say, I've done this game. Do you want to give it a go? All right, so I think we'll do that today, just to give you more of a foothold into developing it into further, because I tossed around a couple of ideas of how to take that code and turn it into a nice app, but I think well, nobody actually did anything with it, and I think Michael was the only one who was interested, and he was traveling, so he couldn't do it either. So, and I thought maybe there's not enough material in what we've done already for you guys to latch onto and develop further, right? So sometimes if it's a little bit confusing, people are reluctant to and take it to the next level. So I thought we'll do that, for about a half hour, we'll figure it out. In fact, what is the time now? It's 8:05. How about we pick up that code right away, and you during the time that we're usually just waffling around, waiting for other students to come, why don't we work on that code and turn that into some kind of a nice game, and then we could, when everybody's here, we can start talking about search techniques, okay? In particular, heuristic search techniques. How about that? Does that sound like a plan? Yeah? Okay, great. So in that case, what I would like is for Adam, you haven't coded Adam, right? Right. How do you pronounce your name? Adam or Adam or Adam is fine?
Adam is fine.
Okay, so Adam, if you can code today, right?
Yeah.
Right. And you haven't coded before, I assume.
No.
Okay, great. So this will be your opportunity because everybody else on screen today has coded before. So this will be your opportunity. So if Kate can, Kate, do you have the URL for the online GDB page that you were working on?
It should be on the Reddit. I think Michael posted it.
No, Michael didn't post it. I was looking for it, and I think Michael just.
It's no, he posted it in my post. He commented.
Oh, he did.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll send the link in the chat.
Okay. All right. So you can share it in the chat, and then Adam can pick it up and share your screen, and I'll explain what what I thought about yesterday. I think this should be fine. Okay. I think this will work. So what I'm thinking of is basically a race between multiple players. Okay, it's going to be a race between multiple players, and we're going to take the code that Kate wrote, and we're going to extend it to do a number of interesting things in there, and we'll see how the power of objects slowly come into play here. Okay, so we'll do that, and so the way I'm thinking is that there will be multiple players. So the first thing the main should do is say how many players, okay, and get the number of players, 4 players, 3 players, 2 players, whatever it is, and then it should say player 1, enter your name, and then for each player it should sequentially ask what is your name, and then it should ask that player to type JK, right? Two keys. I think we'll pick JK, right? With just 2 fingers on one hand. They have to do that really fast, like that, bam, 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 right? Hit enter, JK, 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 hit enter immediately, okay? Now, the thing is, after each enter, we can invoke the time method. So we will know how long the player took to type in that many JKs in a row. So using that, we can find out the speed at which they type the JKs. And then, of course, we'll introduce some constraints saying you can't have stutters in there like J, K, 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 J, and things like that. So we'll make sure. So we can calculate the speed with which these players type the JKs. Now, when the race begins, we won't draw the running man, okay? So in fact, what we'll do is if there's 2 players, let's say Kate and Adam, right? The first player is just going to be the letters KATE followed by, let's say, the angle bracket like that, right? And then Adam, ADAM, angle bracket like that. Okay, those are the 2 players. Now at each tick, these 2 are going to advance on the screen by one or more pixels, depending on their speed. Okay, so when the race starts, you will actually see these players move forward, but the faster player will reach the right side sooner. Okay, and that's how it played out in my head. So let's see if it works out. Okay, I think it'll be fun to implement and also play. Okay, and if we don't manage to get to gradient descent today, we'll obviously do it on Thursday. Again, it's not a big deal. It's quite easy, and we should be able to do that also. Okay, so next week we can still focus on other techniques like sorting and any other questions you may have. Okay, and then we only have 2 more weeks after that, right? This is week 8, 9, 10, 11, 3 more, total of 3 weeks. So yeah, so we have to do this fast. Great. So are you guys ready to run it? Okay. So hey, Adam, do you have a Mac or a PC?
I have a Mac.
Great. Okay. So why don't we do this on your Mac? So why don't you copy this entire code?
Okay.
And we'll do what? Command A. No, you missed out the last hit Command A.
Command
A.
Okay. Command A. Oops. Okay. Don't know that. Let me see. Oh.
Okay. Now you can copy Command C.
Oh, oops. Okay. And
Command C. Copy.
oh, oops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then open a Mac terminal.
Okay.
And then you can then share the terminal and don't have to share the browser window anymore.
Oh. Just make it like that. Okay. Oops. Okay. I don't know that.
Do you know where terminal is?
I think I'm in it. In
Oh,
terminal.
okay. So I think in Zoom, you just need to share the terminal instead of
Oh.
your.
Okay. Oops. Okay.
In Zoom, share screen, and then it'll ask you which window to share. You can say terminal.
Oh, okay. Share screen. The terminal. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Great. Okay. Now, oh, you also pasted it in the terminal?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you hit Control plus a couple of times? A few times, actually, for 3 or 4 times.
Control
Command
plus.
plus. Command plus.
Oh,
Command
okay.
plus.
Command plus.
Yeah. Okay. I think that that's too much.
Oh. Oh. Okay.
Okay. No, that's good. I can see it now.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Now, click anywhere. I think it's all highlighted. So click anywhere.
Okay.
Oh, it's not highlighted.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, that's funny. Just hit enter. Just hit enter a couple of times.
Okay.
Enter.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, yeah. No, don't. You don't have to scroll up. Enter. Hit
Okay.
Control L. Control L.
Control. Oh.
Okay. That's your prompt at the top. Well, actually, you just need to. No. You don't have to scroll up. Just leave it like the screen. Screen is clear. Hit command. Yeah, command plus one more time so I can see what the prompt looks like. Command plus, and go right to the bottom. You don't have to have this. Okay, just go right all the way to the bottom.
Okay. It's right here.
Clear the screen. Control L. Hit Control L.
Okay. Oops. I don't know.
Control and L together. Hit press Control and then hit L.
Okay. Oh. Wow.
Something funky is going on here.
Mhm.
Hit enter a couple of times, Adam. Hit
Okay.
enter. Okay, now hit Control L.
Okay, Control L.
Okay, all right. So don't do anything now. Okay, don't do scrolling up and down, and okay, that messes up. Now, what is that thing? Is now hit Command plus because I can't see the prompt. What is that prompt? The square box in the left-hand corner.
Oh.
One more time. Command plus. Yeah, one more time. Command plus, please. Okay. Well, I don't know what the prompt is, but it seems to be an okay prompt. Type G++ and hit enter for a sec. G++ and hit enter. Okay, great. All right, so you do have it, and I'm just wondering why it took so long to just say that. Okay, maybe you have a lot of stuff on your Mac running. Okay, now here's what we're going to do. Let's change into your desktop. Let's change directory cd space tilde, which is tilde is left, backtick, shift backtick, tilde, squiggle. No, not vertical bar. Yeah, vertical. Yeah, there you go. Slash desk and then hit tab. No, capital D. Sorry. Yeah, tab. Okay. All right, enter. Now we're going to make a directory inside of which we'll put today's code so that it's easy for you to clean up later. So just say make dir space mkdir space class -code space class -code. Okay, yeah, enter. Now you're going to do cd and class -code. CD space. Let's change into that directory. You can actually type tab, it'll complete it for you automatically. If it's unambiguous, it'll complete it. Yeah. Enter. Right. Now here's where we're going to create that file. So now type cat greater than right? And then you say movie.cpp. No, race.cpp. We'll call it race.cpp.
Race.cpp.
PP. Enter. Now hit Command V to paste everything you have in your clipboard. Okay, now you can hit Control D.
Control T.
Control. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it has to be Control D. Control D.
Oh,
D.
okay.
All right. Okay, great. Now, what we want to do is go into Xcode and edit this file, like Kate did last class. So now open up Xcode, start up Xcode.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah, Xcode is running.
Yes. Let me.
And after Xcode starts up, share the Xcode window, right? In Zoom, share the Xcode window. Oh, there you go. You're already sharing it. That's great. Now, close this because we want to open a file. Cancel, press cancel.
Oh, okay. Oh.
And then Xcode menu, say new or open. And an Xcode menu, say open, right? Xcode must have a menu somewhere.
And then
open file.
Oh, okay. Open a project or file.
No, not a project. Open a file.
Oh.
Do you have open file in Xcode?
I don't think so. It just says open a project or a file.
Yeah, project or a file. That's good. Yeah,
Okay.
open a project or a file.
And then
now you want to navigate to your desktop, class code, and then pick up that file called race.cpp.
Okay.
Why can't I see these things I can't see them in Xcode. Why is Xcode not sharing those?
I don't know. Resume it says screen sharing is paused. I don't know why it's.
Oh, the screen sharing is paused?
Yeah. I'm pressing resume share. I don't know why it's doing that.
Right, quit Xcode and start up again and reshare it.
Okay.
I don't know, maybe is it a Zoom issue or we'll find out, right?
Okay.
Reshare the Xcode. Reshare the terminal first. Let's see if the terminal is able to be shared.
Okay. Yeah, it's not.
Oh, it's not sharing a terminal either?
Yeah, no, it says your screen sharing is paused. I don't know why
It's probably a Mac settings maybe.
Well, yeah, no, I found it. It's this one, I think. Oh, oops. Okay, I don't know if that's
great.
Okay.
Oh no, this is your Chrome window, right?
I don't know why.
Oh, it shares your Chrome window, so it's just Xcode. That
I don't know. Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, there you go. Open a project or file.
Please.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, excellent. All right, now great. Now you can hit Command plus a couple of times so I can see it better. So I can follow the code. Yeah, in fact, that's great. Yeah, I think I can read it now. All right, set pixel. All right, so let's go all the way down to the main method and we can start editing right there. All the way, you can just trackpad and yeah, there you go.
Okay.
All right, now what we can do is all right, okay, so put a comment after line 174, hit enter.
Okay.
Yeah, one more enter, and then put a comment there. Comment there saying today's date is what, the 24th of May?
Yes.
No, you say 24, 24, today's code, 24, today's code, 24 May. And on the next line, we'll say what we're going to do. Yeah, on the next line, we'll say, we will try to implement a racing program, racing game, in which player speeds are determined. Oh yeah, next line. Yeah. Player speeds, not feeds. No, speeds.
Oh, speeds.
Are determined by the rate at which they can hit the JK keys rapidly.
They began.
They can.
Oh.
They can hit the JK keys on the keyboard in rapid succession. The J and K keys. Yeah. Okay. So this is what we're going to do today. So are we all okay on the same page so far? Can we proceed to do this? Okay, great. In fact, I'm going to increase the size. Can you now increase this, the gallery? So you can hit a command plus a few more times, Adam, because the code seems to fit. Okay. All right. There you go. All right. I can see it now. That's good. Okay, all right. Now hit enter and we will do it. Right. So the first thing we want to do is create. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Okay, we are going to create another class called a player class. Right. So here, this is all experience, good experience in program development, because now you're not only have one class called the screen, you're going to create one more class called a player, and you're going to have classes interact with each other. So this is all part of object-oriented programming. So this is what we're going to see now. So go above main now, above main. Hit enter. And one more time, and then go up so you have space between the two. Right. Yeah, there you go. Now start a comment saying this is the player class. Okay. Or you can just say class player. We'll just say, all right. So it's a player class. Yeah, class. Yeah, this is the player class. Okay. All right. On the next line, I say class player. No, not a comment. You can actually start the class declaration right there.
Okay.
Right. Class space player, uppercase P, because we'll follow the Java convention. So uppercase P. All right. Space. Curly brace and enter. Enter. Okay, great. Now put a semicolon after the closing curly brace, and then we can fill it in. All right. Now in here, we'll keep everything public, right? We don't want to have any protected and getters and setters, because the player class is going to be very simple. So let's say public colon. All right, enter. And then there you go. It's also tabbed in nicely. You say string name. Okay, string name. So every player should have a name. Yeah, and then the player should also have a speed. So let's say float speed on the next line, right? Float speed. Yeah, I think that should do, right? Those are the only things we need in a player class. Now in your main, so get rid of the blank line. Get rid of the blank line. And here's a cool thing, right? So this player class does not even have to be outside of main. It can, because it's only going to be used inside of main. You can have it inside of main, but I think we don't need it outside of main, right? We'll see, right? If we don't need it outside of main, we'll just move the whole class inside of the main method itself. And we'll see how to do that later. It's, you just have to copy and paste it in here. That's all. All right. So now let's go into the main method after clear console, right? After clear console. Oh, no, after your comment, today's class, right? Yeah, after your comment. Now we're going to create a vector of players. Okay. So you say vector. open angle bracket, and no space after vector because it's, yeah, there you go. Angle bracket, angle bracket, not parentheses.
Mm.
Yeah. No, is that an angle bracket? No, it's a curly brace. Angle bracket is less than sign.
Mm.
Yeah. And say player in there, player.
Mm.
Right. And then at the end, space, players.
Mm.
Space. No. Vector of player. And then the name of the variable is players in lowercase, space, players. So that's going to be an array, basically a vector of players. We're going to have a number of players, right? Okay. Now semicolon and hit enter. All right. So here's what we're going to do. First, in main, we're going to ask the user how many players are there. How many players are? How many players? How many people? How many players? Just say how many players. Okay. So see out blank line there. Right. And print the prompt saying enter the number of players. Enter the number of players or racers, whatever you want to call them. Enter the number of players. Yeah. Colon and space. Yeah. And then no endl there. No, because we want to accept a prompt. It's a prompt and we want to accept input on the same line. So semicolon right there. Yeah, and here you're going to say, let's create a variable on line 120. What is it? After your num frames equals 5 on top. Change the so enter. Yeah. So you say size t num players. Size t. Yeah. Space num underscore players. Okay, semicolon. Yeah. Now go after the prompt, right? Where you printed the prompt. Now you can do a cin and greater than into num players. You should read in the value into num players. Yeah, and enter. No, semicolon. Right. Now here's the thing. Now, what if the user entered a negative number or a 0 or some big number, and we can't handle those things, right? So let's put a fail safe in there to make sure that, when we come out of that part and have the number of players, it's some reasonable number that we can actually handle. So we're going to put the enter the thing and then accepting the input inside a while loop. So go on top of the cout line. Yeah. Enter. And say while num players. No, I'm sorry. Oh yeah, open parentheses after the while. Yeah. So num players is space less than or equal to 0 or vertical bar. Yeah, thank you. All right. Or num players is greater than 10. Let's say we'll say 10, maximum of 10 players, right? Or num players is greater than max players. All right. No, num players or num players is greater. Yeah, that's the thing that you have to get used to in C++. Every condition has to have the whole condition, right? Yeah, num players is greater than or equal to max players. In fact, it should be greater than, not greater than or equal to, greater than max players. Right, and max players, make max players all caps, max players, max underscore players, all caps. Yeah. Now we'll fill in that value later. After this. So after the closing parentheses, say a curly brace, open curly brace, space curly brace, space, and then a curly brace.
Oh.
So that it looks nicer. Okay. Now take those two statements you have after the while loop and put them inside the while loop. Yeah, cut and paste. All right, you copied. Okay. You can cut these. All right. So now, go to the line where you declared num frames on top, and on the same line, before instead of the semicolon, turn the semicolon into a comma. At the end of that line? No, not there. No, comma. Yeah, the comma. Yeah, turn that into a comma, space. and say max players equals 10, right? Max underscore players equals 10, right? So we have a semicolon. All right. Now now go to your line 1. Is it 194 at the after your while loop? Yeah. Enter. Now put a comment there saying if we reach this line, if we reach this point, num players is guaranteed to be between 1 and 10. Yes or no? Is everybody in agreement so far? Yeah, this is a standard construct that you will use in many of your programs to accept values in a given range. Okay, so okay, all right. So now on the next line, I put in a couple of blank lines there. One more. Okay, there you go. Right now, we're going to say start a loop to read in the players' names and their speeds. Right, put a comment there. Now, we'll say loop through the players to get their names and running speeds. Okay, right, enter. Now here what you want to do is do a for loop for size t I equals 0. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, size t space I equals 0. No, you don't have, you have a semicolon after the size t. No semicolon.
Oh.
I equals 0, I less than num players. Where it says increment.
Oh.
No, I equals 0. I equals 0. Put spaces around the equals so that it's nicer. Okay. All right. Now, where it says increment, yeah, turn that into I space less than or equal to less than num players. Okay. No, not less than or equal to less than num players. Num underscore players. Right. Semicolon. I plus plus after that. Space I plus plus. Space I plus plus. Okay, all right. So here, what we're going to do is, well, okay. After we got the num players, go to the end of line 195 and hit enter. Go to the line end of line 195 and hit enter. We want to resize the vector. So you say players dot resize. No, not a comment. You just say players dot resize. Players dot resize. Right. Open parentheses. Num underscore players. Now, anything that we're doing now, if you guys don't understand or you find confusing or you need more light on, you have to ask, okay? Otherwise, I'm just assuming that you are following along and everybody's on the same page and we're just continuing to code. Is that okay with you guys? Yeah, all of you, anyone, okay? Anyone who does not understand should just feel free to speak up and ask. And includes you also, right? Kiki and Tim, who both of you I cannot see, but please make sure that you are also on top of that and ask questions. Are you guys here, Kiki and Tim?
Yeah. Yes.
All right, cool. All right, so let's go inside the for loop now. And then put a cout line saying, so cout less than, left shift, and say, open code, and say capital P player. No, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. Okay, capital P layer. Okay, so a player with a capital P. Yeah, space. And then outside of the quotes, yeah, now a space and left shift. Now within parentheses, you're going to say I plus 1. Within parentheses, you're going to say I plus 1. No, not within quotes, within parentheses.
Oh.
Yeah. You know, I'm going to change glasses. Just one sec, okay? I think it would be a lot easier with these ones. Yeah, definitely a lot easier. Okay, all right. So and double less than again, left shift. And then open quotes. And then colon space. Actually not colon. You can say dash. Yeah, so space dash space dash space. Yeah, one more space. And say, enter your name, enter your name.
Okay.
Yeah, colon space, right? Colon space. Right? Now, and put a semicolon at the end. Enter. Now you're going to say C in, right shift. Here's what you're going to do, right? This is a subtle statement, but it is very straightforward and easy to understand, right? So you're going to say players, square bracket I, right? And then at the end, dot name, semicolon. Okay, now that reads in the name of player number I and puts it inside the vector for player number I. Is everybody okay with that so far? Right? In that loop, we're reading in n player names and putting them in the corresponding player name elements in the vector. Okay, now the second thing we have to do is find out the speed, the running speed of the player. And here we're going to do something. Okay, I want to say clock, seconds. All right, seconds. Let's try to use seconds. Okay. All right. So let's say on the next line, you're going to say one more blank line, and say we'll put a comment there saying determine the speed of this runner, right? Determine the speed of this player. Determine the speed of this player. Okay. Now here's what we're going to do. Print the prompt on the next line. Print a prompt saying cout. You want to say hit enter. Type hit enter. And I say a capital, yeah, well, capital. I was thinking capital enter, but yeah, I think it's better. No, all uppercase so that people will know it's the enter key, right? Or you know what you, yeah, hit can just have a capital H. No, yeah, hit enter. Yeah, okay, right. And space, and then. Type a whole bunch of JKs with one hand as quickly as you can. Bunch of JK with one hand. Yeah, JK with one hand. And hit enter again. And no, on the same. No. And hit enter again immediately. Okay, and then you put an endl, period and endl. Yeah, and then endl after that. And on the next line, you want to put cout. Yeah, so on the next line, hang on, I'm trying to play this out in my head to see how it'll look. We want to say hit the enter and then start typing, right? Yeah, okay. I think we don't need the cout there. I'm sorry, we don't need the cout. Okay, so now what we need here is basically a statement called get line. Open parentheses, cin comma, and then we say str. We want a string variable, so we'll create a string variable at the top, right? Yeah, semicolon at the end. No, at the end. Now let's go to the top after size t num players. Create a variable called str, right? Say a string space str. String space str, semicolon. All right, so now that is going to get something into str. We don't care because all we want is for them to hit enter so we can start counting, right? So as soon as they hit enter, we're going to call time. Okay, we're going to call the time method and get the current value of the system clock. So you're going to say after string str on where you are right now, hit enter, hit enter. Now we'll say time underscore t space ts, right? Timestamp ts, semicolon. All right. Now, go to the line after get line. Right here, what you want to do is ts equals time open parentheses 0 capital L, and then semicolon at the end of the line. Now, because time is this function, we need to typecast 0L as unsigned. So just go before the 0 and type in just before 0 and type in the value unsigned within parentheses. Shadi, you bored?
No, it's just early in the morning. I'm not bored.
Okay, all right. Okay, not within quotes, within parentheses. Yes, space after that. Okay, all right. I think, all right. So now we've got the time, the clock reading as soon as they hit enter. Now on the next line, you're going to say get line C and str again. Comma, str again, yeah, semicolon, enter. Now you're going to say size t space duration equals time. You can copy that time unsigned, the whole thing, right? From the previous line, just say copy that, not the whole line, just that. Yeah, all the way. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, put that there. You can actually use the hotkeys Command C and Command V, Adam. It'll be easier. Not now, but all right. Minus space minus ts. Okay, now enter. Okay, now I'm happy to explain what that does. If someone understands what that does, just those 3 lines, and you want to take a chance, a stab at explaining what it does. Now, what are we trying to do in those 3 lines, right? In those 3 lines, what are we trying to do? Can someone tell me that? Take your time, not too long, but hopefully, less than a minute. But someone has to tell me their guess at what we're trying to do with those 3 lines, right? Because that's, I have to keep asking these questions to make sure that you guys are following and not just watching the screen, okay? Because the temptation is high to just, watch it, and then I'll try and figure it out by watching a YouTube video later, right? So that should not be the way to learn computer science, okay? So you should follow along and every single step. So someone needs to tell me, what are we trying to do in those 3 lines? Take a guess, okay? What's happening in those 3 lines?
Perhaps using the unsigned that is used within the time is going to be grabbing or choosing a number. Sorry, I'm trying to phrase this as best I can. But I think what I can understand from unsigned is that it's implementing.
Oh no, forget about unsigned. Okay, unsigned is not. It's just as a red herring. The unsigned is needed to prevent some compiler warning. Okay, so forget. So unsigned is not related to what we're trying to do there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So now take a guess. I think that'll be easier now. Hopefully for.
Are we just?
So what are we doing?
We're just trying to understand how long it takes to return, or like process that. JK.
Yes, thank you. All right, Jaden, you're sleepy. All right, okay.
Again, it's early in the
Okay,
morning.
yeah, I know, it's morning lectures, everybody is yawning, so all right. So so it is what Shadi said. So what we're doing is, if you look at line 208, we're saying, what is the time? Yes, in 208, we're saying, what is the time? Right? And again, in 210, we're saying, what is the time? So we got two different clock readings. We got the time here and we got the time here. So what's the difference between the two times is the number of seconds elapsed. Yes? Right? Now, in the difference between the two times, that the user had typed in a whole bunch of JKs. So what we want to do is basically figure out how long they took to type in one pair of JKs, right? So there's a whole lot of JKs there. We want to find out how many. However, what happens if the user just typed JJJJ and something, or a whole bunch of mishmashed keys that got a long line in 10 seconds, right, or 5 seconds? And so what we want to do is also try and we want to do this later, okay? So put in a blank line there, right? And open comment, and say open comment, and say space to do, TODO, all caps, colon, right? Colon space, and here we're going to say before we want to say at this point we want to check if str contains a sequence of JKs without any stutters in there, okay? Without a sequence of JKs without any stutters. And what I mean by a stutter, without any stutters, right? On the next line, go to the next line and say without any stutters, or STUTTERS, stutter, right? Stutters, or STUTTERS, right? Stutters or incorrect input, right? Incorrect input. Example, JJJK or JKKK, J, and things like that. You can, or just comma, or period, example, period, type of period, full stop, space, EG, for example, EG. Yeah. And you type JKKKJ or JJJK or J, and then a whole bunch of mishmash keys, and then K or something like that. Yeah. No, the second one is correct. JK is correct, right? So you want to have JJJK. That's wrong, right? JJJK is wrong, and J, and then a whole bunch of mishmash keys, and then K. They're all wrong. Yes.
Okay,
yeah. So these should I'm going to leave this in your hand, so that when we play the game today, we'll just make sure that we type JK. I will assume that the users are typing JK, JK, JK. But when you actually release the game, you're going to make sure that when you accept the input, you're also going to scan the line and make sure that it's all really JK, JK, JK. If you see something wrong, you just have to say everything up to there is gone. I'm going to start from here again, right? And you start counting JK, JK from there. So that if someone has a really good run of JK, 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 and they suddenly make a mistake here, right? And that means that all of that is gone. So you got to be really careful in running, not fall down. Okay, because if they fall down after a stretch of JKs, only the remaining will count for their speed. Okay, so all right. So on the next line, we're going to say on the next line, one more blank line. Okay, one more blank line. We're going to say speed. See, let's say float. Oh, actually, no, we do have the player speed already, right? We actually have the player speed. Okay, so we want to say players square bracket I. Player square bracket I dot speed equals player, I'm sorry, square bracket I close square bracket, yeah, dot speed equals space, space equals space, right? Now we want to take the length of str, so str dot length divided by open close parentheses, no space there between the before, right, and then divided by at the end, not there, at the end you say divided by, right? Duration. Duration, semicolon. However, the thing to remember here is that str.length is an integer. Duration is also an integer. So you divide any integer by integer, we'll lose a fractional part. So we need to typecast one of them to a float. So what we'll do is put float in parentheses before str.length, right? Before str.length, put float in parentheses. Okay. All right. Now at this point, yeah, space after that. Now at this point, the loop is complete. Before we actually do the actual animation of the race, this is what we're going to do. After the for loop, we're going to do a test and run it and make sure that everything is okay before we go on to the next line. Okay. So enter, one more enter, and then just put a comment there saying temporary test, right? Temporary checkpoint, temporary test check, or temporary check, right? Check. Yeah, that's fine. Enter. Now you do a for loop for size t I equals 0, I less than num players, I plus plus, the same as line 201, right? You can actually copy and paste triple click on line 201, triple click there, right? Copy, command C. Now go on triple click again, triple click. No, on line 220, triple click on line 220. Paste. Okay, all right. So now indent in tab, hit tab. Now you say C out, left shift, and then say within quotes you say player. You actually basically you can copy and paste line 202, right? Copy and paste line 202. Yeah, and triple click and paste. Yeah. Now get rid of enter your name. And instead, space, open quote there, and put colon, space, and then after the double quote, right? The left shift, players square bracket I dot name. Name, not main, name, right? And then endl after that. Now copy that whole line and paste it under that again. Triple click, and then command C and 2 command V's immediately after that. Okay. All right. No, just one. Right. So get rid of the second line. We don't. All right. Okay. Now player I plus 1. And then here the second one before the colon, you say speed, space speed, right? And then change the name to speed at the end. Okay, all right. Now close the loop. If we run it now, we will see the whole thing work as far until no, not the game, right? Until the point where it asks you for the name, asks you to type it in, measures your speed, and types it in. And at the end, it'll just say these are the players and these are the speeds. Okay, that's what it's going to do. Now let's make sure we've got everything. Get rid of last week's code, right? Go to the get rid of everything below that. We don't need any except the return. We need the return, right? Get rid of all of that. Okay, all right. Now, if you compile and run this code, save it, Command S. Right. After you save it, go to your terminal. Right now, here we can Control L, go to the top of the screen. Right now, here we're going to compile that program and run it. Okay, just on the command line. We're not going to use Xcode because it's a terminal program. So we'll say G++ -o race. Space dash O, dash O, dash, dash, not slash, dash O, space race, space, race, and then tab, right? Race and then tab. Okay, now I think that should do it. I think we used a flag last time. Well, hit enter. We'll see if we get a, yeah, okay, all right. So go. Oh yeah, we got to fix this too. Go to your, let me see what the other ones are. Okay, we're missing a couple of semicolons and this one also. Okay, right. Put the semicolons, line 32, 19, 51. Okay, go to line 32. What's the error there? What is the error? Why does it say it's an error there? Is that line? What are 51? 51. What's the line in 51? It's an error. Okay, I want to see the error again. Can you show me this terminal screen again? Right. Line 32, expected semicolon after that resize. I didn't see that. Oh no, it's line 198. It says it's line 198. 198, 208, and 210. 198. I wonder what the number 32 means, right? 198, you need a semicolon. And then 208, again, semicolon. Oh no, TS. Oh, I see. TS, you need to qualify TS with the data type for TS. Say unsigned TS. Oh no, time T TS, right? Time T TS equals. Or just say unsigned TS on line 208. On line 208 at the beginning. Say unsigned, because it says TS doesn't have a data type. And what was the other one? It needed a semicolon at the other one. Yeah, I see it. Right, I see it there. Right, there you go. 210. I think that should do it. One more, up arrow. Enter. Okay, expression which evaluates to 0 treated as null pointer constant instead of time T star. Oh, it seems to be a new value, a new kind of message I haven't seen before. Okay, and it's a warning. We'll fix those too, right? So go back to your code. And where you have the unsigned L, you can basically turn that into null, right? Get rid of the unsigned 0L, get rid of the unsigned 0L, and turn that into null, all caps, right? Whole thing, turn the whole thing into a null. You don't need you don't need any of that. Yeah, turn it into NULL, all caps. Or you say null pointer, NULLPTR, lowercase, right? I think that's also possible. NULLPTR. All right, and the next one also. Yeah, and then your command to compile, save it, Command S, and go to your terminal. Right now here, up arrow, and then at the end you say space dash. What was it? STD equals. No. So a space dash. No space after the dash. Yeah, STD equals. I think this is it. C++ 0x. C++ 0x. Okay, I think that should do it. Okay, hit enter. Okay, all right. Now we've compiled the program and it's running. Well, it compiled. Now we can run it and actually see if it gets our velocities. Okay, so hit /race and hit enter. Enter. Okay. I wonder why it cleared the screen. Doesn't matter. Okay. So let's say we have 2 players and 3 players. 3. Okay. Hit enter. Okay, enter their name. Enter player 1. Enter the name. Enter your name. Say, let's say Kate, right? Oh, Adam. Okay, Adam, and then Kate and Jaden. Okay, so let's take. And all right, now here, don't do anything. Right now, the thing you have to do is you have to hit enter. Immediately hit a lot of JKs as soon as you can for a couple of seconds, and then hit enter immediately. Don't waste any time, because if you waste any time, it's going to lower your speed. Okay. So now you have to. One thing you can do to practice is if you want to practice, you can hit a lot of JKs now before you hit the first enter, right? Before you hit the first enter, whatever you type will be ignored. Okay, so now you hit a lot of JKs, right? Like this, bam, 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 really fast, as fast as you can, and without stuttering. You good?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Now if you're ready, As soon as you hit enter, you got to do the same thing and hit and enter immediately. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Good. Keep going. All right. Okay. All right. Now player 2. Wait. What happened? Why did it say? Oh, something is wrong here. We need to go back to your code, please. Get your name. Getting the name of the user. All right. Got the enter, and then got the enter.
I think you're putting JK into the player 2's name.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, no, look, go back to the code.
Go back to the, go run it again. I want to see. We'll do it slowly this time, okay?
Yes, no, see, look, you entered JK into player 2, enter your name.
Yeah, that no, I saw that, but I saw that, Jaden. But I think what happened here was that it didn't wait for him to enter all those things here. Control C, hit it one, run it one more time, up arrow and enter. Enter. Now, hit 3 again, like before. Now say Adam. Okay, now enter. Okay, now here, what you're going to do is just type a bunch of JKs and hit enter, and just don't do anything more. Just hit it, or hit a bunch of keys and hit enter. Yeah, it doesn't have to be JKs. Hit any old keys and hit enter. Okay, all right. Why did it immediately go to player 2 and not ask for another get line where it's reading in the JK? So that's what I want to see. Go back to your code again. All right, so hit enter, and then your get line should get that, and then you have another get line, and why is it not getting the second? Why is it not entering the second get line to get the second part? So, second read, why is it not doing the second read and going back to the top of the loop? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Other people are also welcome to debug this with me, right? Does everybody understand what I'm trying to look for here? Okay, I have 2 get lines, yes? So it got the first get line, which is about a bunch of junk, right? And it got rid of it. And then it's not reading our JKs and immediately going to the top and asking for the second player's name. So we want to debug that. So, and we will debug that the old-fashioned way. So what we're going to do is on line 207, hit enter. And say C out, and then within quotes say junk equals, within quotes, junk equals, equals, yeah, it doesn't matter, equals, space, and then outside you say str, left shift str, left shift str out, left str, and then put 4 slashes there, so just a signal to us to get rid of the line as soon as possible. Okay, 4 slashes there, so you can search for it and delete it. Okay, enter there, right? Now and then get line, and you gotta get line after that. Okay, now on line 210, enter again. Now you say get a C out, say now reading in JKs, right? And then endl, and then put those 4 slashes there again. So we want to delete those 2 lines, right? That's why we want to put the 4 slashes, tag the line with 4 slashes, and then enter. Okay, now if you compile and run this, we should be able to see, right? Control C out of this, right? And then up arrow until you get the G++. No, compile up, enter. Right, now Control L, go to the top of the screen again. I run it. Yeah, all right, say 3. Right, now type in Adam. Okay, now reading, oh, I see. Oh, I know what the issue is. All right, let's go back. Let's go back. Yeah, let's go back to the code. All right. So here's the thing. Okay, change that C in right shift. Yeah. Oh, no, see it. Line 203. Line 203. I don't know how you guys would have debugged this for sure. Okay, because this is. I'm glad we ran into this issue because I could have left this in your hand, and chances are you would not have found the issue in 2 days. So I'm glad we found this. Okay, so turn that C in right shift as a player name into get line. Get line. No, turn the C in into get line. Turn the get line. Yeah, C in into get line. And then turn the right shift into open parentheses. Get rid of the open parentheses and yeah, put C in there, inside there. C in comma, players of I.name. Okay. Yeah, there you go. Right. And then players of I.name. No, not str. Players of I.name. You're reading in the name now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, get rid of that and put the thing at the end. Put the closing parentheses at the end. Now that should fix it. Okay. And the reason it fixes it, do you want me to tell you why it fixes it, or do you want to figure it out yourself, or do you want some time to think about it later and understand and discuss? Everything is fine. Do you want me to tell you why this will work and the previous thing won't work, or you want to figure it out later and discuss it? Please tell me. I shouldn't be talking to myself. You know, Jaden is the only one who has spoken up.
My vote is with you telling us.
Okay, all right. So the reason it didn't work before was that CIN, I usually in the past used to discourage students when you're reading input from the user, don't use CIN right shift, okay? Always use getLine when you're reading input from the user. And the reason for that is CIN will stop reading input as soon as it finds that there's a character that is not alphanumeric, right? If there's a non-printable character there, like a new line or a space or a tab, any of those characters, CIN will say, that's the end, and it'll give it to you. The problem there is that even though CIN saw the /n, the new line at the end of the line, it left the new line in the buffer. It didn't read off the new line. It's still there. It only got the name and the new line is still there, so that the next time someone goes in and tries to do a get line, it's going to get the old new line, which is already in the buffer. It's not going to get what you type in. So your buffer is not cleaned out by CIN. And I discourage programmers from using CIN for getting user input for this reason. Okay, the reason is that when you're interacting in interactive programs, it's very important. Okay, in an interactive program with a user, okay, we always have to be thinking in the user's shoes, or your program will be a failure. Okay, nobody will use your program and they'll uninstall or delete your app if you're not thinking from the user's perspective as you're coding. So what I mean by that is that when there's an interactive program and the user is typing some input, in their mind, okay, they have given you the input when they press enter, okay? Because they can keep typing as much as they want, but you're not going to see it until they hit enter. Yes or no? Yes? Okay, so in the user's mind, the input they have typed is only been sent to you after they hit enter. Another thing in the user's mind is that when they hit enter, that entire line has been sent to you. There's nothing left. Yes or no? When someone hits enter, from the user's perspective, everything has been sent to you. I don't have anything left. Yes? However, when you use CIN to read what the user sends you, even though the user has sent you everything, you haven't taken everything. You've only taken the first part and left the remaining there, like the new line is still there, right? So the next time you come, you're not going to ask the user for a fresh input. You're going to take whatever is left, and only after that's gone, you're going to ask for fresh input. Does that make sense? Maybe it'll take a little while to get the feel off, but you got to play with this and be bitten by this a few times, then you understand the value of doing that. So now this will fix your problem, right? Because getLine always does what the user thinks it does, okay? GetLine will take the entire thing the user has given you, not just the first word, okay? So as an example, if we use the previous way and use CIN greater than player.name, and Adam inside typed Adam Ishan instead of Adam, right? With a space between the two. It'll only get Adam, and Ishan will still be there in the buffer. So, and that's no use, right? And so we want to make sure that doesn't happen. Now, if you compile and run this, we'll see the expected behavior. right? And these are the important aspects of programming, in the sense that, you see, we want to develop the bigger program, but we didn't wait until we got the whole thing before we tested it, right? We got the first part, and then we wrote a small for loop to test it out, and then when that's ready, we can get rid of the for loop and go on with the rest of the program. So that is something that we do all the time. Newbie programmers many times will write the whole program and test it, right? And it's very hard to debug a whole program like that, okay? So the best way to debug a program is every time you do a little bit, test it, okay? Now make sure that's okay. Now write the rest of the code, remaining a little bit more, test it, right? That is called, iterative incremental testing. That is the way to develop successful programs. Otherwise, your programs will be, hard to debug. Okay, now, oh, actually, let's get rid of that, junk equals and now reading JKs and all. But it should work actually. So hit Control C and let's go back to your code and get rid of the, the / statements, right? Go to your code. The places where you have the / just put comment them out, putting two comments in the beginning of that line, right? Not there. The C out junk equals the line 208. Put 2 comments in the beginning of the line. So comment the line out. Yeah, and also the next one. 211. Okay, now let's go back to our code. Save it. Did you save it? Command S. All right, now go back to your code and terminal. Sorry, Control C. Now up arrow to get the compile line. One more.
Oh.
No. Control C. Up arrow. Yeah, there you go. Now you can run the program. Okay, all right. Now say 3. 3, and now say oh no, something is wrong. Why? Oh, it's the same issue with the previous thing. All right, now go back to your code. We use the C and greater than to get the number. That should also not be done, right? So, all right, the first one where you have line 195. All right, here is also something. We use a get line, right? And again, this is something you're going to use in your quests. Okay, so please pay attention. Remember this. This is something you will have to be using in your quest later on. All right. Yeah, get line cin comma str. On the next line, semicolon. On the next line, you're going to say S stream. I'll explain what this is, right? S stream, open parentheses. No, S stream space. Say SS. So SS. No, SS. Open parentheses. str. Right? Semicolon. Now on the next line, you're going to say SS greater than. That's right shift. Now you can put your players square bracket I dot number. No, num players. No, I think it's just num players. No, it's num players. Okay, all right. Now in order for this to work, you need a semicolon. Go to the very top of this program. Very top of the program, right at the top, includes, right? Includes. And then after vector, hash include vector. No, after string, enter. Say hash include. I think it is S stream, right? We'll find out by Googling if this is not the case. S stream, SSTREAM. All right. Oh, it is there. Okay, good. So S stream is called a string stream. Just like IO stream is a stream. It's everything. The stream is basically a pipe where you can read, right? So an IO stream is a pipe that's connected to either your keyboard or your console. So if you send some stuff into your console in the IO stream, it appears on your screen, right? If you read stuff from the pipe that is coming from the keyboard, that's CIN. That's also a stream. Now we want a new kind of stream that is not connected to the keyboard or the console. However, this stream should be connected to a constant string. So when I read from the stream, it's going to give me stuff from the string, not from the console or from the keyboard. Okay, so that is what string stream is. Now this way, what we do is get the entire input from the user into my string, and then make a stream from that string and read from that string. Now, from the stream, the advantage of doing that is that we've taken everything the user has given us, including the trailing new lines. So that now we've left nothing in the buffer to confuse later reads, okay? Now, I don't know if this makes 100% sense, what I just described. I'm happy to describe this later. If you still don't understand it, I can set up a special class event and describe this, but you should spend a little bit of time later thinking about this and also trying to do a little bit of research. And there's also modules that talk about this in our own modules, right? So you can find out why that works. If you don't understand, I'm happy to explain that. Now, if you go back, now let me make sure that everything else is okay. Can you go back to the place where we added the S-stream in your main at the very end in main? Okay, S-stream. There you go. S-stream. Yeah. All right. Okay. Now compile and run it. Now compile and run it. Control C out of here. Yeah, compile and run it. All right. Now Google for S-stream, right? Google for S-stream. There's an include file that we have to use. Just Google C++ S-stream. C++ S-stream. Yeah. Okay. Now you click that. Anything, yeah. Okay, S-stream example. We want to look for an example of S-stream. Further down, I think is not F-stream. We want to see S-stream. S-stream. Further down, you might have S. No, further down. We want to look for S-stream. S-stream. S.
I think that's as far down as it goes.
Oh, is it? Go back to previous page. Get rid of the page. Right. So. C++ reference. Yeah, the next one. The next line. Yeah, that one. Is there an S-stream here? Yeah, I think you'll find it here. You see an example further down. Yeah, S-stream. There must be an S-stream. String stream. Yeah, okay, string stream. That's what we want. All right. Yeah, we want to see an example. We're further down. They'll have examples of usage. No? Oh, I think it's called iString stream. Okay, I remember now. It's such a long time. Right, go back to your code. I will just try this. Okay, it's not called S-stream. It's called iString stream. Okay. Yeah, there. Where you say S-stream SS, make that iString stream SS. iString stream. Input string stream. Right. iString stream. I think that should work, okay? If not, I'll look up my code to see what or we can look up Google more carefully, okay? So this should work. You go back to your save it and compile it. Yeah, terminal, go to your terminal. It's right at the bottom, right? Compile it, up arrow. Yeah. Great. Okay. Now, if you run it now, I'm pretty sure. Okay. Great. Now hit three and hit enter. Yes. Okay. All right. Now, Now say Adam. In fact, you can even say Adam Ishan, right? So you can have spaces there. It'll ignore the spaces, I think. Well, no, it'll get the whole name, Adam. All right. Good. All right. Now, you're going to type in a whole bunch of junk. This is your practice. Okay, JJ, hitting a whole bunch of junk. Okay, that's your practice. Okay, now you hit enter and then JK, and then hit enter again. Okay, all right. So it worked. I think it should be more than a second of typing, but we don't worry about it now. Okay, now type Kate, and you're going to type JKs for Kate. Okay. Okay. All right. Hit enter and then a whole bunch of JKs, and then hit enter again. Okay, all right, say Jaden or Kiki or Shadi, anyone else, right? Yeah. All right, enter, and then same thing again. Hit enter. Okay, great, fantastic. All right, so it says, the player one, your speed is 16, Kate's speed is 11.25, player three speed is 13.667. Okay, so what did we do there? We took the, okay, all right, now, all right, good. All right, let's go back to your code. Go back to your code now. This is a total duration, right? So where does it go? Where do you calculate the, where's the duration now? Further down. Yeah, okay. Speed equals, speed. Oh yeah, speed equals duration divided by string dot length, not the other way around. Duration divided by string dot length, right? And it shouldn't be speed. We'll call it something else also, right? So on line 222, yeah, line 222, call it duration, make it duration divided by, flip the numerator and denominator around. Yeah. Open, close, yeah. And I think you got 2 spaces in front of duration. That's okay. All right. Now I think that should do it. Okay. That should do it. Compile and run it now. And let's do this really quickly again. Up arrow, and then Control L, and go to the top of the screen. Right. Now run it. Now, yeah, say 2 players and then just run it. Yeah. The 2 players and run it. 2 players and then name and just say you and Kate, right? And then type in a whole bunch of JKs now, maybe up to half the screen width, right? Enter. Right now, Kate, and same thing. Okay, now we'll get an idea of the speed, which is the number of seconds per pair. Okay. Great. Okay, so these are the relative speeds of the 2 of you, right? So what that means is that Adam took 0.07 seconds to type in 1 JK, right? Kate took 0.06 seconds to type in 1 JK. So now you know if there's a race, who will win is that, you know, Kate is typing in JKs faster than Adam, right? So Kate should progress faster than Adam. Does that make sense? Now this is what we're going to animate. So in our race, we will animate this. Now, however, the one thing we have to do is, you see these numbers are very small, 0.07 and all. So what we'll do is go back to your code, and we're going to say, because it takes such a short amount of time to type in 1 pair, we're going to inflate it slightly. So on the next line, we're going to say players of I dot speed equals players square bracket I dot speed equals, we're going to adjust the existing speed. Okay, so we're going to say 10 times players players square bracket I dot speed square bracket I dot speed plus 0.5. Okay, so 0.5 and semicolon, and then put a comment there saying the 0.5 is a base speed to make sure nobody is stationary. Does that make sense, everybody? Now we can start our animation, right? And the animation and it'll be, and we can actually see it working. Okay, so so we've got the speeds now. So outside of this for loop, yeah. Now we can get rid of that temporary check thing, right? So you can get rid of the, you know, comment out the for loop under that. Yeah. I think what you can do is there might be a hot. Well, you can comment it out as you do. But there must be some hotkey to comment out a block of code, right? In Xcode. But don't worry. You just finish it. Yeah, the last one also. Okay. All right. Good. All right. Now go to line 225 and hit enter.
So the,
Enter.
So the 0.5 would create a slower speed?
No. What we're saying is that we're calculating the player speed, right? What happens if player speed ends up 0 or very, very low? So in the actual race, that player won't even move on the screen, right? And it'll be very boring. So we're saying we'll give everybody a 0.5 speed for free. And then whatever you type is on top of that. Does it make sense?
Right.
So 0.5 is a base speed we're giving to everybody. Everybody okay with that? Okay, good. All right. So now put a comment there saying we're going to, now we'll say animate the players, right? Animate the players in a screen. Animate the players in a screen. Okay, all right, good. Now let's create our screen object, okay? So on the next line, we say screen. What did we do it? How did we do the screen before? What did a screen class look like? I think it's SC, yeah, screen, SC, type screen, uppercase S, that's a screen object, right? A space, SCR, and let's say 120 wide and 50 columns, 50 rows, right? 150 comma open parentheses, open parentheses. Yeah, no space there. Open parentheses. I think it is 120 comma 50, right? 120 comma 50, and then semicolon at the end. And screen SCR, not STR, right? Is a screen, right? And put a comment at the end of the line saying 120 columns and 50 rows. 120 columns and 50 rows. Okay, all right. Now here's what we're going to do. We can start a for loop below that, right? Yeah, one more blank line, and then we can say for loop for. Let's see, how many frames do we want to do? Let's. In fact, you know what? Let's do a while loop, right? While true. It's an infinite loop. No. Instead of a for, just do while true. While open parentheses true. Or close parentheses. Yeah, close parentheses. I see. Yeah, curly brace and then enter. Curly brace. Yeah, space curly brace actually. And get rid of the space after the while so that the true is stuck to while. Okay, all right. Now here's what we want to do. Go back to your player class, right? Go back to your player class. And we want one more thing there. We want to say after float speed, say size t current position, right? Size t current position. Or cur underscore pause. Yeah, no, pause, POS, position. Yeah, semicolon. Now in the while loop where you're creating all the players, further down, stops. Yeah, no. Right, where you say players of I dot speed. Yeah, on line 224. Yeah, at the end of line 224, hit enter. Enter. One more enter. So you say players square bracket I dot current pause equals 0. Dot current pause, cur pause equals 0. Okay, now go back to the place where we were editing before, inside the while true loop, inside the while true loop. All right, now what we're going to do is print the name of the player at the position at the row that's given to them, right? So basically we're going to print the name of the player and then well, this is what we're going to do. We'll find out. Okay, so okay, all right. So we'll say scr console.clear. Okay, let's do console.clear. No. What is it? Console, clear console. I think it's yeah. There you go. Thank you. Right, clear console first. Yeah. Okay. Open, close. Semicolon. Enter. Right now, also scr.clear. Okay, we want to clear the screen also. Yeah. No, not scr.clear. Why is it saying scr.clear console? I think it should be scr.clear. Something is wrong here. Go back to that. It's not the most recent code. It's not the code that we worked on in the previous class. This is probably an earlier version. Go back all the way where you have clear console, because the old code had some bugs that we fixed when, does it say clear console in the screen class? Go to the screen, it's clean. No, it's not. Yeah, that's good. clear console, and then screen.clear. It's not screen.clear console. So this is the correct code. So go back. It should be screen.clear. Why did it autocomplete for screen.clear console? That was, you know, screen.clear. No, clear console is a full method. That is correct. Yeah, and then screen.clear, yeah, that is also one method. Open close. Okay, now enter. Now here on the screen, enter one more time, right? So open a comment and say, open a comment and say, on this clear screen, we're going to draw all the players in at their respective positions. Does that make sense? Right, and draw meaning we're just going to write the names. Okay, we're not going to draw men or, you know, the stick man there. Okay, at their respective positions. Resp positions, yeah, whatever. Okay, enter. All right, so let's say that player one goes on. We will put all the players on, let's say, odd numbered rows. Okay, so that there's a space between them all. Okay, so what we'll do is player one. Yeah, size T, player one row, size T, P1 underscore row, P1 underscore row. Oh no, not on P. Hang on. Oh, I see. We need another for loop in there. Okay, I'm sorry. So we need another for loop in there. Okay, so instead of size T, so let's do for size T equal for size T I equals 0, I less than num players. Size T I equals 0, I less than num players. I less than num players, semicolon I plus plus, plus plus. Okay, now on the next line, you can say, yeah, yeah, okay. Open a comment. No, actually, no. Wait. You say player, yeah, size T player underscore row equals size T player underscore row equals equals let's say 2i plus 1. Okay, 2i plus 1. Okay, 2 times I plus 1. That'll get all the odd numbered rows. Yes, so we'll have a blank line between the players. All right, and size T player underscore call equals call. So no, there's COL column equals. Now this is going to be determined by the player speed also, right? So what we're going to do is player column equals players square bracket I, players square bracket I dot current pause, yeah, plus space plus, right? Okay, plus what is a player square bracket I dot. Can we make a change in the name of a variable? Because, you know, I think it'll be better. I shouldn't call it speed, because speed is, you know, physically wrong, and it will throw people off. Can we, if you don't mind, this is Xcode, isn't it? We should be able to refactor it. Just click on the word speed. Just click on the word speed. Double click on the word speed. Any word speed. Yeah. Now right click now. Right click and say refactor. Okay. Oh, it doesn't let you rename. Oh wow, it doesn't let you rename. What a bummer. I thought Xcode let you. Is this, what version of Xcode is this? What is this, a new Mac?
Yeah, 12, or it's the latest version.
Wow. I swear last quarter someone refactored in Xcode and C++ and it let them do it. And this version is not letting them you do it. So that's fine. I want to change the name of the word speed. That speed, it shouldn't be called speed. It should be called movement per iteration. So I think what we should call it, if someone can come up with a better name, please let me know. Until then, we'll call it movement per iteration. So you want to go all the way back to the player class, right? Go all the way, yeah, go all the way back to the player class, and kind of change that word speed to movement per underscore per tick underscore tick TICK. Right now, you want to change all the word speeds, right? So, is it possible to do a search and replace in Xcode?
Oh,
Find I think it should be in your edit menu,
uh,
or maybe it's only in that place. Okay, just change it to. That's fine. Just that's fine. Just change that to change that to movement per tick. Movement per tick. There you go. All right, that one also. Okay, now go, and further down now where we're changing the code, right? So current pause plus movement per tick, right? My players square bracket I plus space square bracket players square bracket I dot movement per tick, right? Now semicolon there, and then after the equal sign on the left. Oh, you know what? One sec, okay, one sec. All right, so here's one more thing we need to do is get rid of the, we don't want everything on the left of the equals can go. We want to change current pause also, right? So get rid of everything. We want to change the current pause. So yeah, get rid of all of that, right? And get rid of the equals also. Get rid of the equals. And then players of I dot current pause plus equals. Change the plus into plus equals. Okay, and now we want to change the data type of current pause. It shouldn't be integer. I think it was size t before. Change that to float, right? Up in the player class, current pause should not be size t, right? That should also be float. Okay, now let's go back to our code. We're already in our code, the place where we're coding, right? On the next line, we say size t player call equals Now within parentheses say size t, meaning we're going to take a float, cast it to an integer, and assign it to this, right? So within parentheses say size t. And then close parentheses. On the other side, you say players square bracket I dot current pause. No, players. Yeah, dot current pause. And put a space before players. Yeah. Okay, semicolon. All right, now enter. Now all we want to do here is basically say, so scr.say, open parentheses, players square bracket I dot name, square bracket I hope this works, okay? All along, we're just running it in our heads. We haven't actually tried it, but I think it'll work, okay? Comma, player row, comma, player call, right? Comma. No. Name, comma, player row, comma, space before the comma is nice. After the comma is nice, right? A comma, space, player call. Okay, close that there. Now we want to say scr.paint. Paint. Oh no, not there. Outside the for loop. I'm sorry. Yeah, get rid of outside the for loop, right? Get rid of the blank line before the closing brace, right? Now we've painted. Now we put it all put all the players on the screen. Now we can scr.paint and open close. Yeah, And on the next line, you're going to sleep, right? Micro sleep for, I think, what was it we calculated? We calculated 500, right? 500. Micro sleep, you sleep, USLEEP, open parentheses, 500. I think it's 500. Hey, Google, what is 500 times 20? No, actually, it's 5. Hey, Google, what is 500
times?
Hey, Google, what is 500 times 20?
500% is 5.
Oh, geez. 500 times 20 is 5 times 20 is
10,000.
So it's 10,000. Thank you. So this is a micro. The micro is a milli. So 500 is 50,000. Okay, so it should be 50,000. 50,000, not 500. 50,000. Right. Now that should be 20 frames per second, isn't it? Hey, Google, what is 50,000 times 20? It didn't even answer. That's a million, isn't it? Is that a million? Okay. All right, good. Now, I think it is good to go. If we run this program, we should actually be able to play this game right now. What time is it? Well, it's okay. We actually managed to finish it. And, we'll do the search techniques, the heuristic search next class. It is going to be like super duper important next class, okay? Because heuristic search is something that you will probably learn maybe in advanced classes, especially gradient descent. Because the rest of the search techniques are pretty easy and straightforward. If you do have difficulties with other simple search techniques like binary search and linear search, all you need to do is just ask me. If you guys want another class, special class outside of regular class, I'm happy to do a special class and just teach you learning, the linear and binary search. It's very simple, and you're going to be doing that anyway for your quests. Okay, that's why we're not doing that. I'll do this other search technique on Thursday, which is a heuristic search, and that is bound to be interesting. So make sure all the other students are attending class. Okay, this is something I told my 2C students also, right? Every time Foothill, when I start a quarter, every instructor can easily handle 40 students. Okay, our sections are supposed to be 40 students big, so I get 40 students at the beginning of the quarter, and typically only like a handful of you, right? Like 7 or 8 people like you guys show up, and where are the rest of the guys? And so what is the point in teaching at Foothill, which will promise you to give 40 students per section, but only 6 of them show up, and they're not, the rest of them apparently are just interested in picking up the grade, or completing things and getting past it and forgetting it as soon as possible. So these are things that actually make me kind of wonder if I should just retire and teach this for free outside of Foothill, because I'm thinking about it, right? Because maybe I'm thinking if I do that, then I'll only get committed students. I won't get students who are here to get a degree or a piece of paper or some kind of credential. And I'll say, I'm going to offer 27 quests, 6 months, 27 quests, right? And all lectures are mandatory, and I'll give you a lot of projects. You're going to be working on it, and I expect to see progress. Everybody should attend and do all these things like you guys are doing here in class. Everybody should be doing that. But then I can enforce that, because they will be people in industry, right? They'll be experts who already know the program in Java or Python. Some of you already are like that. I'm pretty sure Shadi's already working out there, and Shangwan and all. So, but we'll have more students who are actually interested in just learning and not here for the paper or credentials. And then I can actually tell them, do this, and they'll all come back and do it, right? Right now, it's only the 6 or 7 of you, and I see the same faces every time. And it's worse in 2A, because in 2C also, I have a lot of students, but only a small bunch turn up. And I can't complain there, because for 2C, no mandatory classes. It's 2C and 2B, I don't do regular face-to-face sections. I only do online, because they're more like graduate classes where you only need to meet periodically. So we have one class per week. That also is not mandatory. It's arranged by the students. So I can't really force them to say, you have to come, because it's not a mandatory class. But here, 2A, this is supposed to be a lecture-driven mandatory class, and only 7 of you in class, right? And it's not just one-off classes like this. Many classes in a row, many students are absent. So what's the point of teaching like that? If, I'm pretty sure if I offered the course for free, I'm pretty sure you guys will enroll anyway, right? Because you are interested in learning and not the credentials, you're going to learn anyway. So I can just offer it for free outside. And not teach through Foothill at all, and I'll be guaranteed to see students like you anyway, so I won't lose you guys, right? So please pass this message on to the other students. The whole point of me being here, sitting here and talking through this and teaching this is for you to understand. And if only a handful of you are coming here, it is really not conducive for everybody's learning, as well as, getting the maximum value out of this, right? I'm talking for 2 hours and going through this thing. All of this value is basically going wasted, right? Except for you guys, when there's a lot more value out there that can be extracted and it's not happening. Okay, so now let's go to your code and compile it and run it in your terminal, and let's see if we can actually play a game. Okay, up arrow, yeah, enter. All right, let's fix this. 120 columns, what does it say? Redefinition of SCR. Oh, I see, we already have a screen. Go back to your code, go back to your code. In your main, I think we have a screen from before. Get rid of that. Get rid of the, yeah, no, on top. There. All right, and get rid of that line, and also the clear console can go, right? Get rid of those lines, and also the blank lines and everything. Get rid of that, and the blank lines can go. Okay, right. I think it'll work now. I think that should compile. Okay, now clear the screen and run it. Yeah, it'll clear anyway. Enter. Okay, let's say 2 players. We'll do a 2-player race. Okay, 2-player race. Let's say yeah, Adam and, let's say this time Adam and Kiki, right? All right. Enter, and then a JK, and then keep going for a while, and then hit enter. Okay. All right, player 2, Kiki. Well, you're going to type on Kiki's behalf, okay? She can't type on your keyboard. All right. Ki. Yeah. Enter. And do the same thing, except do it with the left hand. All right, okay. All right, okay, no, that's okay. All right, okay, now we're gonna see some magic. Oh, yeah, okay, all right. I think what happened was that the rows and columns got interchanged. So instead of going from here to there, they're going from top to bottom, okay? So go back to your code. We'll change it so that it's a row and column interchanged. Where is that? Say, right? Yeah. So you need to say column and row. Instead of player row, player column, you say player column, player row. In fact, you know what? Change the name of the variables too. So size t player X, right? Just call it player Y, player Y instead of player row. No, where you were below, right? So where it says player row, say player Y, Yeah, and then player call should be player X. Next line also, and Y, X. Player row, yeah, player row should be player Y. Why isn't player Y and player X? Yeah, I need to get. Let's get some visibility into the say method. Go to the say method. Why is it got Y and X, not X and Y? I thought it said X and Y. Where's a say method declared? Further up. Say player.say. We want to no, there's a screen.say. No, further up. We have the say method. I would say X and Y. So string X and Y. Oh no, wait a sec. Oh no, wait. All right, and then X equals X1. That looks right. So go back to your yeah, that place again. It is actually Y, X. Player Y is that, and the X is that. Right. You did change. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Change player Y to player there on line 237. It should be X and Y, not Y and X.
Oh.
I think, right? Run it now. Compile and run, compile and run. Come control C, because it's an infinite loop, right? We haven't broken out of the loop yet. Yeah, now compile again and run it. Run it. Yeah. Yeah, that's enough. This is just testing, right? So you don't want to. Okay, all right, good. So, so the race is happening, and all right, good. All right, let's go back to your code, and we'll wrap it up now. All right, let's go back to the code, and here inside the for loop, inside the while loop, after the paint, and you sleep, right? Or yeah, after the paint on line 239. Yeah. Okay. Now here you're going to say enter. And you're going to say if open parentheses player square bracket I dot class that current pass is greater than screen width. What is the screen width? What do we say? 100? Screen width 120. No, it's just 120. We use 120. In fact, we can make it better and say width and height there, but we can fix it later. Okay. Yeah. Curly brace at the end. Curly brace. Yeah. And there you're going to say C out endl first. And then endl, and then on the same line you can left shift more, right? You're going to say winner colon within quotes winner colon space, right? And then left shift again, player one. Player square bracket I, and then left shift endl, and then you can say break at the end. After that you can just say break. Next line you can say break, which means that if we find that a player has reached column 120, we say that player has won the race and exit the loop. Does that make sense? Yeah. No, so we won't have an infinite loop anymore. So now if you go back, break, B-R-E-A-K, semicolon. All right, now you go back and compile and run the code. Yeah, control C because it's an infinite loop. Yeah, control L to go to the top, and yeah, enter. Oh, what's going on? Oh, players, not player. One more. Oh, no, there's one more. Save and run. Oh, geez. Oh, yeah, dot name, dot name. Player square bracket I dot name. Online, yeah, there you go. That line, dot name. Okay. Yeah, compile and run. Oh, again. Oh, why is I not there? Go back to your code. Why can it not find I? Oh, I see. Okay, you take that if the whole if thing and put it inside the for loop. Triple click there and drag. Triple click and drag down a bit. Right there you go. One more line. Triple click and don't release. Triple click and then drag. Right? Don't release and then drag. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Okay, Command X, Command X. Command X. All right, now go inside the for loop, like there, enter. Yeah, kind of paste it. Command V will paste it.
Oh.
Okay, all right, good. Now, I think that should do it because it'll print the winner and exit. Okay, all right, try now. Okay, run it. Okay, now let's do 3 players this time. Jaden, Adam, Jaden, Kate. Who else wants to race? Raise your hand if you want to race. Okay, Shadi too. All right, so we got Adam and Shadi. Anybody else want to go? Of course, and Tim. Of course, you guys are not going to type. He's going to type with 2 different hands, right? Use your left hand for Tim, so that you get different. All right. And maybe 2 hands for Shadi. No. I think you have to hit enter. You didn't. I think you didn't hit enter. No, you can hit enter now. That's fine. That's practice, right? Whatever you type there is just practice. And yeah, okay, no. Okay, there you go. That's a race. Okay, wow, Adam, you're killing it, man. Okay, that's really cool. Hey, that was a really fun game, wasn't it? It was really fun. Okay, so I think you can take the. What time is it now? Wow. Okay, we're just at the end of class. So we actually managed to finish this, and we got this race going, and it's actually fun, right? In fact, if I can show you how to turn this into a proper game that you can post on Stack Overflow, right? Stack Overflow for people to essentially bundle with operating systems like Linux. But if you go to Linux, if you download Linux, for example, right, you get free games with it. Not sophisticated games, free games from decades ago when Unix first appeared on the scene. There were very simple games like Snake. Have you played Snake? Right, you have to use the arrows and guide the snake around. Right, Snake, and this is a whole bunch of ASCII games. Games that can only be played with ASCII characters. Those games are pre-packaged and free because those games are like 100 bytes, 200, small programs, right? They are there with, in fact, controls. Why is it not exited the game? Wow, why is it? It's still doing something. You should have exited.
Yeah.
It should have exited, right? Control C. Why didn't it exit? Go back to your code. After your break. Oh, yeah. Break only breaks out of the for loop. So what we want to do is say, turn the break into an exit. Exit 0. Okay, 0. No, exit open parenthesis 0. That'll exit the whole program, not just break out of the inner loop. Okay, now that should do it. Now, so if you run it now, you'll get a full experience. And this program is good enough to be packaged with operating systems because it's a simple game that anybody can play. It'll work on even the dumbest of terminals. We don't have any fancy graphics capabilities. This game will also run on online GDB and all these other places, right? Any place it'll basically run. If you have a dumb terminal, an ancient dumb terminal from 50 or 60 years ago, if you get that, this game will work. Okay, how cool is that? We actually managed to produce something that is fun and workable and uses objects and all these techniques that we've learned in the past several weeks. And I would very much like it, okay? If you, at the very least, you all, right? All of you guys who are in class today, at the very least, but certainly all those people who are not in class, okay? You can tell them, right? People who are not attending class regularly, except for, the other ones who are regularly and today and saying, I can't make it today because of these reasons, valid reasons that they've already talked to me before, they're fine, okay? But other guys who are just willy-nilly cutting class, not showing up, you can tell them right away. This is week 8. They're basically screwed on participation points, okay? You only have like 3 more weeks to get participation points. So the best grade they can hope for in this class is a B+, right? Maybe they'll get, a B+, squeak past to an A- if they do everything else at, at the very top level. But pretty much they've sealed their fate, right? They're not going to get anything out of it outside, even a paper grade, they're getting a B+ or something. You're just going to tank the GPA. if that's what they're after. So you got to tell them if they want to make up for it, if they come back, right? If they come back to class and apply themselves for the remainder of the quarter, attending class, doing these things, extending stuff that we do in class to the next level, right? Take this program, make it a bit more, add some more frills to it, bells and whistles. Maybe add a bell or bell sound or something to the winner, or maybe have more players, or maybe, take that to the next level and say, instead of just the word Kate, you would actually have a stick man and the Kate, the word Kate on top of the head. Okay, so you have like five runners, and you have 5 stickmen in 5 different locations vertically, right? And each one has a name on top. And when the race begins, they're all going to move, right? And the names will move with them. And when the first person hits the right, that person has won the race, right? And that's a game you can play on any terminal. And that's, and it actually is interactive, and it involves physical dexterity too, like Halo, right? How quickly you can press these keys. So I'm actually very pleased this turned out like this, right? Because I was just imagining this program, last week or a couple of weeks ago when I had this idea, and I thought, well, that'll be really cool to try. And I got a chance to try it thanks to you guys, okay? Because I don't think I would have been able to do this. I try to minimize my typing because of my RSI, and I can't type for a long time before my wrist starts playing up. So thanks to you guys that we managed to implement that. Adam especially, right? Because is typing painfully, meticulously all the way through. So I want to thank you guys. Was this useful? Was this a fun class? We didn't do search, but that's okay, because I can still cover the essentials of the important search technique that is not in the modules. It's not in the modules. It is not in any of the material that you'll find for undergraduate courses, I think. Well, undergraduate, yes, but not in first year courses. It's called gradient descent. I will teach it to you. It is eminently within your ability to understand. It is simple, okay? It is simple, and you don't have to, in fact, there's some calculus involved, but you don't have to understand calculus. In fact, if you attend next class, you'll also get a better understanding of math and calculus. I can guarantee, right? If you think that calculus is hard and oh my gosh, derivative and integrals, at the end of next class, even though you're going to be doing computer science, you will have a solid intuition about derivatives, differentials, right? And how these things work. And even without doing the class, you'll have a solid understanding, so that when you later on do the class, you'll understand those too. But that will also, whatever you understand, we'll actually use that in our search technique and find out how it all plays into computer science. Okay, I think it'll be a very exciting and useful class. So I will look forward to seeing all of you on Thursday, except maybe Shadi, who has to work on Thursday, right? But hopefully you'll watch the video after that. But I will look forward to seeing an update of this program from all of you. Okay, take this program, add bells and whistles, maybe add men, right? Stick men, or add ways to make this more interesting. One way I can think of is when they type the JK, right? You can take that string, and rather than just calculate the average displacement per tick, what you can do is first take this string, scan it to see if there's any stutters, right? JK, oh, JJJ, right? So everything before it is gone now. I start again from here, right? So so fewer characters typed now, right? They've lost. So you can say, you can compensate for stutters like that. And so even though someone's typed in a lot of JK, long line, and someone's only typed in a short line, maybe the long line had a stutter. And so their speed was actually low, right? Or you say, instead of saying, I'm going to cut off everything, every stutter, you introduce a penalty of minus 0.1 for the speed, right? You let loose with your creativity, right? The sky's the limit, and play with it. And I'm looking forward to seeing interesting variations of this game, okay? Post interesting variations of this game. And once you have something really solid, I will be happy to show you how to create a version of this game that you can post on Stack Overflow, okay? You can post it on Stack Overflow saying this is a cool ASCII game you can play on your terminal, right? As part of the Linux distribution. And I can show you how to do that. And hopefully, you'll have something out there. And people will actually download it and upvote your thing, and you may actually have something to show other people also, right? So I think it'll be interesting. So thank you all so much. It was actually very fulfilling for me to see this happen. The only thing that will make me happier is if more students attended class and more of you, were able to apply yourself. So thank you all. I will see you all on Thursday, hopefully. Yeah. All right. Thank you. All right. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Hopefully, I'll be able to figure out my problems with Quest 6. Yeah, I'll get
Yeah,
that.
sure. And use the Reddit, okay? And ask in Reddit. Keep asking, right? If people don't answer, ask again. And if I see the same question a couple of times, maybe I'll chime in, right?
Yeah.
Or you can tag people too, right? Tag Chongwen, for example, right? Chongwen's finished everything. I think there's other people too, right? I think there's a guy called Madan who's an online student. There's a bunch of students who have finished. They should all help, and you can ask them, right? Tag them and saying, hey, can you tell me what's going on?
Yeah, I'll probably have to repost the question because I haven't gotten any comments, but thank you so much.
Okay. And also when you repost the question, maybe try and rephrase it and see if you can explain a bit more, and maybe that'll entice people to answer.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Sure.
Bye.